Hey moms, it's Nakimi. Welcome to the channel and space for single moms navigating motherhood. And as always, we do not bash the baby daddies because, well, we are here now. If you are new to the channel, welcome. We discuss all things pertaining to single motherhood, and I am a huge advocate of mental health for single moms. So if you are a single mom looking for a community, please subscribe. Do not forget to hit the like button and leave me a comment at the end of the video. So, mommies, first things first, I do pray that all is well with you guys. You are safe and warm and with power, especially if you are in parts of the U.S. where the storm has hit. And today I want to talk about co-parenting and give a little advice if you are in a co-parenting situation that is not as healthy as it should be. First things first, there is no perfect co-parenting dynamic. Some are healthier than others. Yeah. So the first thing, of course, is always going to be you. Yeah. Making sure that your mental health is on point, your spiritual well-being, your physical and emotional well-being, right? Your mental health does impact how you co-parent and if you can co-parent effectively. When you are in fight or flight mode, when you are suffering from mental fatigue, when you are experiencing postpartum depression, anxiety, and depression, general depression, that can have you looking at your situation and approaching your issues that come about in life from an emotional standpoint. I think that, through healing kind of helps you to see things from a logical standpoint and react in a healthy way. Now, of course, there are going to be times where you just, you may go off, right? Those are natural feelings. Sometimes those are just the reactions, right? Even Jesus turned over tables. But I want you guys to really hone in on your mental health. Yeah. And I've made a video about that in regards to, before the elevation comes isolation, and it's mainly isolating from the negative things in the world, right? Watching what you listen to, what you watch on social media, and really leveling up, because that's going to help you to be able to effectively co-parent in situations, or at least I'll say do your part, right? Because you can't control the other parent. Now, the next thing I would say is you have to identify and accept early the character of the other parent. Yeah. So if it's a situation where the other parent is just a complete deadbeat, they're not doing anything for the children, and you know that you cannot depend on that person, well, then you know how to now navigate yourself or navigate that situation. Yeah. You kind of know that the communication is non-existent, and if it is, and it's always just back and forth, I would say maybe a prepaid phone so that they still have access to their kids. I really can't tell you what to do in that situation, but I can say that you have to kind of accept that. And when you accept that, you kind of know what you got to do as a mom, right? You kind of know that that's not a resource that you can use. So you've got to go find other resources. And the point of me saying that is that you're not wasting your energy and your hopes, which turn into frustration when you already kind of know that this person is not reliable. Yeah. And then there are some of us that are blessed with situations where we do co-parent. It's not always ideal. There are times where the other parent is very frustrating in their actions, but your situation is better than some. Yeah. And then there are those that are just blessed with, a better, the more healthier co-parenting situation. The other parent does, the goes above and beyond, really putting an effort to be in the child's life. So I would say that that's going to be the main key, is recognizing the character of this person and realizing you can't change that person. Yeah. And I'm not saying sit up and put up with anything and everything, but I think that just recognizing the type of person that you're dealing with, you kind of know what boundaries to set for yourself, right? Protecting your mental health. Yeah. I think the next thing is going to be, and you guys may not like that and may not like this, but if you guys are in a situation where, the co-parenting is kind of mediocre or whatever, I always say keep the dad involved. What I mean by that is when the teachers call you, you shoot him a text message or email or however you guys communicate and let him know, hey, the teachers called. This is what's going on. Thought you should know. End of story, right? Or such and such has a baseball game. I think that, now I'm not saying overextend yourself, because after a while, the parent is going to either show up or they're not. Yeah. But I'm talking about, you don't always have to parent alone. Try to include that person and let them know, make an effort to let, the other parent know that they are valued in the child's life. Yeah. I did that. And that's one of the things that, my daughter's dad, praises me about and told me, and really, it really moved me and I really appreciated it because through all of the times when we were at odds and he was my ops, I think the main thing is that no matter how our situation was, we kind of always had our values on how we wanted our daughter raised was aligned, right? And so every time I got a call from the teacher, because she was a talker, oh yeah, she loved to talk. She got in trouble in school for talking. Every time I got an email, he was forwarded at the email, or when things got rough, we both were up at the school. I made sure that he was there. Hey, listen, this is what we got to do. So I think that also helps. And then another piece that I really am going to hone in on, now don't come out of a bag on me with this one, but I think that is often not done. You got to give the other parent grace. Yep, you got to give them grace for sure, especially if you both were young when you created your child. Yeah. He may be suffering from a mental illness, depression, anxiety. Men don't really talk about mental health, and I really wish that more men took their mental health seriously. And so when you're both young, the expectations or the support that you'll receive, especially from a fiscal standpoint, is going to be low, right? Because the probability of him landing a good job, if he doesn't have a trade certificate or a college degree or any type of skills, he's going to be barely making it, just like you're going to be barely making it. Now, I'm not excusing a deadbeat. I'm not saying that he should not contribute anything. I am a huge proponent of, if we both got to work 2 jobs to take care of the kid, that's what we got to do, right? But that's another story for a different day. I do think that we have to give the other parent grace. And, when we look at things from a spiritual standpoint, right? When we look at the mistakes that we've made, and now we're in this situation and we realize, I wasn't ready for this. And we often feel like, dang, I've kind of just messed up my whole entire life. I've derailed my entire life, right? That can be hard on us. And I think that men may experience that too. But I think that because of patriarchy and other things that they have kind of been conditioned with, causes ego, you know what I mean? But not here to break down the psychology of a baby dad. Coupled with giving them grace, right? I would take it a step further, and I would amp up your prayer life. Yeah, you've got to really, your prayer life has to really take off, right? You've got to cover yourself as a woman, as a single mom, and you got to be able to cover your babies. Yeah. But I would take it a step further and pray over the father of your child. And I know that you guys are probably thinking, what in the heck is this lady talking about? We're really beginning to see, since we're in the land of social media where women are crashing out, they are coming online sobbing about how overwhelmed they are with being a single parent, or they're upset at the baby daddy's new girlfriend. And, it's a lot going on, right? There are more women coming out begging other women not to have, children. And they're saying, having children has ruined their lives. More and more women I'm seeing an influx of that. And I think that we can spend so much time hating our situation and resenting our situation and our choices. And that can cause friction in the relationship with our child's father, right? Because now you're looking at this man like, how in the heck did I let you trap me? Or whatever it is that we say, right? But I think that prayer is going to be a good tool. And not only praying, not saying that you pray over the man and pray that your family, you got to get back with the man. But I think that by praying for the father of your child, it not only opens up blessings for you, but it opens up blessings for your kid. Yeah, because when the word tells us that it's not flesh that we're wrestling up against, but it is spirits and dark evils and principalities of this world, that is absolutely true. And not to say that prayer is going to change that man overnight or change him at all, right? But I do think that it'll change your situation. And, I would love to see more because we pray over our husbands, right? Husbands and wives pray over each other. And just because you're not married to or no longer in a relationship with the father of your child, you guys are still family by extension of that child. And so having a healthy whole dad and having a healthy whole mom and having your children see love exchange between you guys, and love to them, love looks like to them what cordialness is to us, right? They see the niceness or the politeness or the kindness, and they don't really see the beef. You guys kind of keep that at bay. I think that is the best thing, the gift that we can give our kids as parents, especially in a co-parenting situation. So I would say pray over, your baby daddy, even if it's just God bless him, God help him. It doesn't have to be you going to war in the spirit for the man. But I do think that prayer is definitely going to open up a lot of portals to goodness for you and your child, and possibly, hopefully, for the baby daddy as well. So that's what I would say, keep him involved, do your part, but take care of you. Now, if there's a situation where, you're being emotionally abused and this man is just making it difficult for you, and there's just no communicating. This is just a plumb nut that you're dealing with. I made a video entitled Emotionally Abused Mothers, Single Moms, and you should take a look at that video because, again, I'm not excusing or saying that you should put up with something to the detriment of your mental health. But I do think that if you are in the space and your co-parenting relationship kind of gives you a little wiggle room to pray over that man, I definitely would suggest maybe praying. I think we need as people all up, for sure, we need prayer, but we need more love. And always keep in mind, at one point, you like the man or you love the man, you guys had a kid, and you're here now, right? So we've got to make the best of our situations. So you guys let me know what you think. That was all that I wanted to talk to you guys today about. To my single mommies, you got this, mamas. I love you guys. Till next time. Bye.